Shalom, Kohaloim La Yahal Bashim Yahal Shai Bashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule for teaching me this truth. Salutations to the hopeful elect, to you brothers out there across the globe pushing this truth with all righteousness and sincerity, and to you few sincere sisters who hearken as well diligently. Peace, love, and blessings. Chaya here back with another video through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And I'm going to just make this video real quick, straight to the point, man. We just living in some devastating times, man. The love of many is waxing cold. It's waxing worse and worse and worse, man. All right. On all angles too. All right. Especially among the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. I came across the story, and I read a lot of these stories on my little news app. I believe this is on Opera News. Yeah, this is on Opera News and things of that nature. For you brothers and sisters who don't have Opera News, I highly suggest you get it. Opera News and News Break. All right, but without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the story real quick. This will be the little story of today. All right, it says, man gets 25 years in prison. They misspelled prison, but it says man gets 25 years in prison for killing his cousin and hiding her body for days in a plastic bin. Nisa Wilcott left in Khalid Barrow mugshot right. Photo credit New York's WABC-TV, YouTube, New York City Police Department. According to a report by Law and Crime on Saturday, December 23rd, 2023, so this was just yesterday, a man who killed his cousin and hid her body in a plastic bin for days while he stole her money and used her apartment was sentenced to 25 years to life in prison on Wednesday. Khalid Barrow, 23, was convicted of second-degree murder, concealment of a human corpse, grand larceny, and criminal possession of stolen property for the brutal slaying of his cousin, Nisa Wilcott, 35, in her East Harlem apartment in February 2022. All right, so it looks like he was just convicted. He was convicted yesterday and stuff like that. But this happened in February 2022, so almost around this time last year. It says Barrow strangled Wilcott with his hands, tied her ankles with a Wi-Fi cord, and stuffed her body in a tub lined with fabric scraps. He then cleaned the apartment with bleach and pretended to be her, sending text messages to her 14-year-old son, co-workers, and relatives from her phone. He also used her credit cards and EBT account to buy marijuana, drinks, and food, and tried to rent a car to dispose of her body. When he failed to do so, he moved the tub to the roof of the building and later dumped it on a sidewalk in the Bronx, where it was discovered by a scavenger who saw human legs sticking out. Walcott's family reported her missing after they became suspicious of the text messages they received from her phone, which did not sound like her. They also noticed that she did not answer their calls and that Barrow was staying in her apartment. The defendant's criminal conduct was an unspeakable betrayal, said Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg in a statement. Khalid Barrow strangled his cousin in her own home, all for his own financial gain. Wilcott's son, Omir Walcott, who was 14 at the time of the murder, denounced Barrow in a victim impact statement at the sentencing. My whole family is destroyed, he said in a tearful victim impact statement. It's been trauma after trauma. It's like it's digging at my skin, like someone's nails just scratching. The Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg praised the resilience of Walcott's family, who attended the trial every day and listened to disturbing testimony. The defendant's criminal conduct was an unspeakable betrayal, said Bragg. Khalid Barrow strangled his cousin in her own home, all for his own financial gain. I am amazed by the resiliency of Nisa Walcott's family members, who have persevered through the horrific murder of their loved one by her own cousin. They attended the trial every single day, listening to incredibly disturbing testimony. No sentence can undo this family's pain, but I hope they continue to heal from this terrible loss. He said no sentence could undo their pain, but he hoped they would heal from their loss. Walcott was a mother of two and a home health aide who loved to dance and sing. Her family described her as a caring, generous, and beautiful person who always helped others. Okay. Now, normally I don't read whole stories and things of that nature, but I just wanted to draw out the point that the curses is still heavily laid upon Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Man, shit like this is happening all the time. All right, so that's of course, one of the main takeaways from this story right here. So you got you know Khalid Burrow on the right and Nisa Walcott on the left and things of that nature. And they cousins or what have you. All right, and his eye was evil toward her because she had wherewithal that it appeared that he didn't and stuff like that. Sounded like from the article he needed help, he needed money, but he let his desires and his need get to his head. He let his want get to his head, and he ended up murdering his own. Okay, which is against the scriptures. This is murder. All right, this is an example of murder, man. All right, once again, the curses are still heavily laid upon Israel. All right, until we get salvation, the curses will still be heavily laid upon us. Okay, but let me go ahead and get this in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 52. Verse 54. Deuteronomy 28:54 says, "So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children which he shall leave, so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children, whom he shall eat, because he have nothing left him in the siege and in the straitness, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates." Okay? And the reason why I'm bringing that out, even though it's talking about his immediate family, all right, you can gear this toward, his own people in general, man, because, there's certain accounts in the scriptures where the term brother doesn't always mean literal brother. It could be talking about a close friend. Okay, like we call ourselves brothers in this truth. Okay, and family members, obviously this is somebody he was close to some degree, if he was able to go up to her house. All right, and the family members knew that he was over there, so obviously this is a close relative of his. So this is a close Israelite, a family member or what have you. All right, and what did he do? He murdered her. Okay, he deleted her because he needed financial help. Okay, but in our law, all right, in the law of Moses, in the Mosaic law, we're not supposed to murder our own, man. The scriptures speak about that. And just to prove it, let me get this in the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 13. It says, "Thou shalt not kill." And actually, when you go into the word kill, all right, now we'll jump back to that Matthew because I do want to go into that. When you go into the word kill, Exodus 20 and 13, all right, as a matter of fact, I don't even got to do all that. It says it right there in the NLT. Exodus 20 and 13, it says, "You must not murder." Okay? But that word kill, we're going to look at it anyway. The word kill is actually supposed to be murder. All right? Hold on, I think I clicked the wrong one. Yeah, I clicked the wrong one. All right? This is ratazach. All right, ratazach. It says to murder, slay, kill, okay? Premeditated. All right? So this was premeditated, man. All right? He assassinated her in her own home. All right, by strangling, man. So and the punishment for that is, a life for a life, a eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth. So he's supposed to get put to death. All right, so Esau locking him up, that's not righteous judgment, man. This is why the scriptures say, the law is slack, the righteous in judgment never doth go forth. All right, he's actually supposed to get put to death for that. All right, because he murdered his own. All right, so he murdered her, man. That's against our law. Okay, but this comes to show you that, for one, the curses are still heavily laid upon us, and for two, the love of many is waxing cold, man. All right. Now, let me go ahead and get that in the New Testament. Matthew chapter 24, jumping down to verse 12. It says, "And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold." Okay, so, there's in these last days, there's going to be a lot of division, as the scriptures say, and I'll get that in a second. All right. There's gonna be a lot of division, man. Family against family, friend against friend. All right, nobody's gonna be able to trust anybody because what? Because this economy is going in straits, man. You got a lot of people out here, enough as it is already, with no job, no home, okay, nothing. All right. So these people that they're starting to get desperate, man. Family members coming over, you thinking that they just over there to have a good time, just to see you and stuff, but the whole time they're plotting to kill you, or rather murder. They plotting to murder you, man. All right. So, but these are things that we have to look out for. All right. This is why, brothers, we all need to work on being more discreet in who we let into our homes, whether it is a potential brother or sister of the faith and things of that nature, man. Okay, we got to use more discretion to the people that we allow into our lives in general. All right, because even though it may seem like the people that we let into our lives have good intentions and stuff like that, we still gotta pray to the Lord and peep their character, examine their character. Okay, because you never know, man. Somebody could be trying to get you lined up. All right, so it says, "And because iniquity shall abound," so sins and transgressions, these abominations, all right, running rampant throughout the earth. All right, they're abounding more and more. All right, the love of many is waxing cold, man. Okay, so that was the point on that. And let me get this also in the book of Matthew, the 10th chapter. All right, because these are the times that we live in, man. The time of division. All right, Matthew 10 and 34 says, Think not that I am come to send peace on earth." And this is red lettering, Yahushua speaking. He says, "Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword." All right. That sword represents destruction. It says, "For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foe shall be there of his own household." All right. So there you go, man. So this is what Yahushua, who the world calls Jesus Christ, is coming back to bring, man. And we're living in that hour right now as we speak. Because this one stuck out to me more, but this isn't the first case like this. Okay, more and more of this is gonna be happening, man. All right. So you need to know what side that you're gonna be standing on when it does pop off, when this does happen. All right, you gotta know whose side you on, man. All right. Are you going to be for the Lord or are you going to be against him? All right. But that's all I wanted to get, man. And it's heartbreaking to see our people in this predicament. It really is, man. And this is why you should be longing for the kingdom, because this place is not perfect, man. You living in fear. You living in a fear that a certain relative might run up on you and try to line you up, man. You don't want that. You don't want to live like that, being paranoid all the time, feeling like you can't go around your loved ones and ask for help and so on and so forth because they might be lacking in things of that nature, man. And so that they might, murk you for everything you got. We don't want to live in fear. We don't want to live paranoid. Okay. But this is why we need salvation, man. But with that being said, Shalom.